This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Get awesome. It is the Awesome Cast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to get awesome with you on this. We have the piles of snow going on still, and it's hard to park. So typical Beachview wintry. So fantastic. Also with us, hopefully have dug themselves out by now. Our crew, first of all, from the Big D, Dormont, Pennsylvania, who has cleaner streets than we usually do during these instances. Out in Studio C, he is back, John Chichilla.
And there was a lot of digging to do yesterday. My neighbor somehow wisely predicted and went to Florida.
That's the way you do it.
I had to shovel extra walkways and steps. Because the other thing in Dormont is, don't forget, you have to avoid the Dormont fine.
There's a Dormont fine.
Yeah, if you don't clean off your walkways and steps, it's a $50 fine.
Well, that's what happens when you only have a square mile to patrol. That kind of stuff happens. I can't even get people to, the parking situation is just bonkers out here in Beachview. People are just putting cars wherever they fit these days, and damn the signs.
Was there chairs out?
Though I did see some chairs out.
I didn't see any chairs out in our neighborhood.
We're in city limits. The chair is law. Come on. Let's be honest about this. No, we tried to go to the office yesterday around noon, and we were got everything cleared off, about getting ready to go. I was like, all right, let's venture. Let's see if we can traverse this, get past the 2 blocks they have not plowed yet. And then a big work van, gets stuck across the end of our dead end street. I'm like, well, I guess I'll work from home then. There we are. So there's that. Also with us is the Dudders.
Hi. I escaped today. I was able to get out of the house and
good
out in Crafton.
Yes. Also out of city, so probably a different situation than what we have going on. But you gotta.
Yeah, we get the pickup trucks with the plow in the front.
Yes.
That's the area of town we're in.
And also,
the big ones won't fit.
And also back with us is another one at the Big Bank International Esquire. Crazy Krause, Ron Krause is with us.
Hi, Sorg. How's it going?
All right. Good to have you back on.
I would love the fine. Bring the fine. I literally think I shoveled my walk and my neighbor's walk, and those are the only 2 on my side of the street that have been shoveled.
Mm-hmm. So, we didn't.
Bring the fines, please.
Bring it on. But this is the Awesome Cast. You can check out everything on AwesomeCast.com. It's fixed, guys. I fixed it. Now go into our Awesome podcast page over there, and everything's linked up. You can also hit us up at AwesomeCast at SorgatronMedia.com, and AwesomeCast on the Twitter and the Facebook page and group. The Facebook group, as well as the Discord, which we are going to fix the link. Krause has let us know that the link is actually broken on AwesomeCast.com. So I was wondering why nobody's joined lately. And as well as the AwesomeCast Reddit, we have some stories posting over there as well. I had a bad week with it, but generally we are posting some stuff over there if you want to share anything with the show on any of those formats. We understand that everybody's not on Facebook anymore. So we're going to make sure there's a lot of options for you. And also another way to communicate, if you're a part of the Patreon page, there's a lot of you can comment on posts and send messages and things through there as well, and as part of that community. And also you can join us here live every Tuesday. I see Dave Ponder out there on the Facebook chat as well, but we're also streaming on the Twitch page for Sorgatron Media, the AwesomeCast YouTube page, which I think has been broadcasting private, and I keep forgetting to fix it, so we're going to work on that right now. And as well as the Twitter feed for the AwesomeCast is also broadcasting. So however you would like to consume the AwesomeCast live with us every Tuesday, we are trying to keep an eye on all of the chat rooms and everything, so that you guys can be heard throughout the show as we go here, as well as we can here. So we appreciate everybody that does join us live and check us out after the fact of after the fact, of course. And please, if you are with us live, especially on the Twitter side of things, please give us a share. I'm sticking it out there on the Sorgatron Media, my own Sorgatron account right now. So appreciate that to get some more eyeballs on the show. Boom, 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 boom. And also thank you to our Patreon supporters helping keep the servers running. Our friends at patreon.com/awesomecast at the Coffee Club level. Our friends Matt Weller, John DeGore, John Carmen, Cynthia Klosky, Scott McTaggart, and Mike Pound at the fan of the show level, Michael Fedora, Professor Buzzkill, and Dave Podner. And every once in a while we do throw some extra things out there. Extra Patreons out there if we have some extra conversation before or after the show, but we kind of come in hot a little bit on this show, so we don't have a lot of room for a little bit extra, but we do what we can. So let's get into our awesome things of the week. First of all, let's hit the big news because this news dropped, and I'm like, Krause, do you want to come on and talk about it? So let's get it out of the way right off the bat. Krause, what is your awesome thing of the week?
It's almost like Christmas. Well, first of all, I have to say, you can see my little lightsaber light there and my little R2-D2 light. My wife got me those for Christmas, so if I don't say those were my awesome things, then I'd probably be on the hook. So, but the really awesome thing of the week is Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. I feel like
that's crazy.
But the crazy part is when you really start thinking about Game Pass and what's gonna happen. Like that's a perfect screen right there.
Yeah,
Sorg.
yeah. I mean,
Overwatch, Diablo, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, heck, even Candy Crush. You're like when you think about those titles and you think about Game Pass. And I've read some stuff. I've seen some tweets. I've tried to follow it all day as best I could while still working. But and there are a lot of people that are torn. But I truly believe. I think Call of Duty. You don't spend that kind of money and not make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And they very explicitly said that some of these titles will be on Xbox Game Pass and things like that. I'm sure there might be a strategy to it. So more interesting. What was that number again? It's something near $70 billion.
Yes.
And now I remember. I feel like the same conversation happened when Bethesda, which owns Doom, Fallout, Elder Scrolls. When that got purchased, I feel like you're saying exactly the same thing. It's like Christmas. Oh my God, Game Pass is going to be so great. And we've seen that. We have all this stuff. Even an update. I'm playing a new Quake multiplayer mode on the original Quake. What is this? So things like that, right? So like with that, and how much did they pay for that? Do you have that number in front of you? I think I know it off the top of my head.
I don't. It was a couple. Was it 7?
I think it's $7 billion was what they paid for that. So that they've gone from like that to that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
but how much is it?
Different company.
Yeah, it's Activision and Blizzard. Now, I have a feeling part of the reason why this has happened is there's a little bit of baggage that does come with that, right?
Oh, that's probably one of the main reasons why they even entertained the idea because let's be honest, there's going to be some house cleaning going on.
Oh yeah.
Things in the Activision Blizzard world have had their, let's say, trouble.
A lot of bad work environment, a lot of sexual harassment and sexual harassment, encouraged environments, I guess you could say. They've come down with a lot of labor fines. In the one article I read in California specifically. So the CEO is going to stay there. Microsoft has been.
They say he's going to stay for now.
Until the deal closes, apparently. But in retrospect, Microsoft has been really cagey. Phil Spencer and other maybe other executives when I've seen quotes from them when asked about the environment issues there. And Activision Blizzard is not the only one. I think EA might have had a little bit happening. Ubisoft also notoriously bad in this way. A lot of these big game studios just not great environments. But hopefully this means there will be you got the brands and the games coming over, and you have a whole company in charge to hopefully positively
Rein it in.
influence it a little bit. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Microsoft is perfect when it comes to this either, but I mean they're just going over some policies right now because of the whole Bill Gates controversy lately. But this is hopefully good news for all that. Otherwise, for gamers, it's great.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm hoping too it helps outside the firms because I think even externally, some of the deals that Blizzard Activision Blizzard has lost, like their Lego agreements are now on hold due
Really?
to yeah. So there was a bunch of Overwatch 2 sets that were going to release from Lego that Lego is actually reviewing their agreements and has put all Lego sets on hold. Um,
Wow.
and while it's probably not, a huge blow financially, um, getting that word out and getting people interested. I know our Christmas holiday even found some. They're not actually officially Lego. I can't remember who makes them, but there were a lot of Pokemon sets that came into the house as part of Christmas. So I know it does help, get the word out. It's almost like free advertising as people have that stuff up around their house and other kids see it. Um, I'm just interested in what it means. I think um, Krause touched on it briefly. What does this mean from an exclusive perspective? Are we going to see things, you know, day one on Microsoft platforms with like a later release on other systems? I know Sony at times has paid for DLC to release first on their platforms or exclusive DLC. Um, I'll be interested to see what this means
Hmm.
for the competition, as well as, I'm actually moved playing Overwatch. I moved off of the Xbox platform and over to Nintendo Switch. So what does this mean for them as well? And then will we see some games come to the Xbox that maybe weren't, Xbox and were just PC before?
Hmm.
Um, I think it could cause a huge upset across the gaming industry, but it could also create a large boon for Microsoft.
One of the official lines on this, not answering, of course, the what's going to happen on other platforms, but one of the quotes from Xbox's own news page is, "Upon close, they will offer many Activision Blizzard games as we can within Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, both with new titles and games from Activision Blizzard's incredible catalog." I think you're going to see things like the Warcraft and Diablo and Starcraft back catalog dropping on at least PC PC Game Pass. PC Game Pass is going to be even more incredible, I think, after this. Things like that. So I think for anything this, I mean, look at I think you can look at Minecraft and you can look at the Bethesda deal. What has changed for other platforms? Are there have although has it been around long enough that we've had any new games come out that we've noticed any change? But either way, the back catalog's still there, and the back catalog's still on whatever platforms they're on, right? So for the time being, but over the years, I mean, this a deal like this doesn't mature until I don't know, about 3 years out to figure out what happens with something like that. So
Well, and I agree, Sorg. And Microsoft, Phil Spencer, he always says, look, his whole tag is, we don't care where you play, just as long as you play. And Microsoft is out to make money. I don't know if anybody realizes that or not,
what?
but so it's not like they're gonna stop these games from coming out. Yeah, maybe they will make them exclusive, but like the Warzone piece, will that stay,
Mm-hmm.
cross-platform? You know, I don't know. But even if they do offer the games, you have to think like, okay, as a parent, okay, John, for example, let's say Christopher right now wants to get into gaming, and you go to your local game store, and they say, okay, well, you can buy the PS5 and you can pay $60 a game, or you can buy the Xbox One X And oh, by the way, this is all included for one monthly fee. Like, it's a very compelling argument. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. If you're just a Call of Duty player and you want to play on the PlayStation and it's still going to be offered, you'll pay your $60 a year. You'll have your PlayStation and you'll play your game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But for those of us that like to play many different kinds of games, I think it really helps reinforce the investment I made in the Xbox.
Wasn't
You know?
there a
It's it,
rumor at some point about a Games with Gold or a Game Pass from Microsoft coming to perhaps like a Nintendo Switch idea? Was that a thing
I did
floated around
I,
like a year ago, I thought?
I don't remember that, but it creates the interesting point, Ron. You know, said Phil Spencer said, you know, they don't care where you play as long as you're playing. Wouldn't it be funny if I could buy an Xbox Game Pass that
Subscription for
also
your PlayStation.
subscription for my PlayStation?
Well, hey, who knows? I guess crazier things have happened, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all opening up, and this is actually the first place I heard this. Actually, was a wrestling chat with wrestlers. And we were having some conversation with it, and I was like, they're like, somebody said, game over, game over. Microsoft's won everything, and I said the next deal is Sony buying Square Enix, right? Like, is
Yeah.
this weird? Isn't this like this consolidation? It's like the TV studio. It's where all Comcast, Time whatever Time Warner is now. AT&T, are they still AT&T now? Verizon just buying all the content to go on their platforms. I mean, we're really kind of hitting a big inflection point as far as video games go as well. So I want to mention one more video game thing, and then we got plenty of other awesome things that are not video games for the rest of the show to be touching on. But my awesome thing is something I'm with the new setup and everything. I'm trying to have. I'm really bad about having downtime in my work day, and I'm working on that. And I decided at some point that I'm going to I'm going to just we still have the Xbox here in the studio, a 360, not an Xbox One. And I go and before the show here, I'm just like just load it up, play a game, and I pick the game. And it's a game that I've had with probably Games with Gold for like a good long time, or something. But I for the first time started playing this game. Do you guys remember the game Dead Island?
It's an older game, isn't it?
It's
I
a
do.
Yeah, it's
I
a
it's a
think
much
I
older
do
game.
remember
it's
it.
definitely something from like the 2000s, I think. I can't remember the so it's a zombie game, and I'm like, oh, it's a zombie shooter, whatever. Turns out it's a bit more than that. So the idea is you're on a and I don't know which version we're showing footage of here, but you're on a resort crazy island here, right? And and of course something has happened. The zombies are happening, and you're one of the survivors, but you're one of them that's immune to whatever's going on. So everybody else is hiding away, and you have to go on the missions for them. It's really kind of open ended. You just get these quests and go on these quests and say, "Hey, I left my necklace here. It's really important." Which is like, really, lady, you want me to like fight zombies for your necklace? But they give you stuff, experience, money, things like that. You can, I got to the driving part today that's showing here, which is a really clunky driving mechanic. But man, running over zombies is a lot of fun here. So, and it's like you pick up items. I haven't picked up a gun yet. Like, it's all like zombie bashing at this point. Really kind of RPG elements to it. It's got the whole level up system that I think is in every damn video game these days. Things
Did it
like
have
that.
a four-player
It does. It's got a
co-op?
dude. I started playing it, and then another dude was running around. I'm like, "What is this guy doing?" I'm like, "Oh, it's another player. Is this a friend of mine, or did he just hop? Do I have like open co-op available?" Right.
Yeah.
Also, it's a game on the 360. I don't think it's playable on the Xbox One. Okay, so like I think there's a new definitive edition for that, so they usually don't bring them over with backwards compatibility that I'm aware of. I could be wrong. But no, it's fun, and also just like wild things, like you're fighting these zombies, but they're all in like swimsuits and like you know
You're on an island.
you
You're
know,
on an eye,
Come on.
yeah.
they got their Hawaiian shirts on and everything, but they're all zombies running at you. So
That's awesome.
it's pretty it's pretty fun for what it is there. Yeah, that looks a lot better than the version I'm playing on the 360. And it's like it's not perfect. There's weird stuff happens every once in a while, and graphically or with the mechanics or anything like that. But it was also you knock a zombie down and you realize you didn't finish them off and they come at you when you turn back around. Oh, your perception on this is so bad. Like things can sneak up on you so easily. And it's so bad. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And again, it's a game that's been sitting in my catalog for a while that I never got to. Again, one of those kind of freebie subscription things over the years, and finally hopped into it. And it's just kind of my guilty pleasure the last couple of weeks before the show. That's how I get energized for the show. Is I just kill zombies on a desert island while it's snowing out. So it seems like the perfect thing for this kind of year. So it's Dead Island. It's on multiple things. There's better versions, I can tell you that, because there's a Riptide was their kind of pseudo sequel, and then they had this definitive edition that I think is available for Xbox One and PCs with just better graphics and everything like that. I couldn't even find the original isn't even on Steam. I noticed. But that's my little recommendation. I'm sure you can get it for like $10 somewhere. It's not even anything. So let's go to. I lost my document. Yep, definitely lost my document. Katie, what's your awesome thing?
It's a TikTok.
It's a TikTok.
It's a video.
Of course,
it's a TikTok video. I came across. Of course, it's a TikTok video. This one in particular is by who were they? They are VR pranksters. But so they're existing in the metaverse. They're in what is this land called? But they're in the metaverse, just kind of like chilling, walking around, doing some VR stuff. And there's these community guides that are in the metaverse with you, and these folks are paid to help you learn and explore your environment and get comfortable with what you're doing. And just this video cracked me up because there were a bunch of kids running around because they all got VR and they're all in the metaverse and they're all running around touching stuff and like like hitting each other, and they're like, you can't touch each other without consent, and all this stuff. And there's this sounds like an older gentleman asking like, how do I explore rooms? And they're like, come over here by this tree where these kids are around, because you could just hear them yelling and talking about boomeranging and all this stuff around the metaverse. And just like how this is going to be the downfall of the metaverse is just kids just taking over and doing whatever kids do when you give them a new space and unlimited whatever. And it's hilarious. Like it cracked me up. This person named Peanut Butter, this guy's name is Peanut Butter something, and just like chasing these kids around like, you can't do this, you can't touch that, you can't hit each other. But I just want to touch him with the golden finger. I touch this and I touch that, and it's kids. It's like how ridiculous kids are, and they're just like, trying to explain but it's very substitute. Someone like in the comments was like, this is very substitute teacher vibes. Like it's, but just love this, and I just love this for the metaverse. I just love it so much for the metaverse.
So what are they on? Like is this the Facebook metaverse thing? Which I didn't think it was public yet, but like it looks like it with the like floating torso thing.
Yes, this is. Oh dang it! I had it pulled up and I forget what it was called, but it's just one of the areas. I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it. But it's Facebook's area, and I can't find it where.
I love this is so it's VR pranksters. You said was the account, and says give these guys a raise, Zuck Muckerberg. Zach Muckerberg says. So.
But they're like these folks, these VR pranksters are in there, in here trying to do different things in this VR world, and like trying to pick up people and embarrassing things, and that like people getting stuck in different areas. It's just yes, this is the future. Welcome.
Basically, just take whatever it is about real life and imprint it on something like this, right? So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that works out as that rolls out. Whatever. And by the way, this Activision Blizzard purchase, one of the big statements they said about Microsoft is that is their play into the metaverse. Sure.
Well, think about all the quote unquote worlds that they purchased.
That's true. I guess so. And things
you're talking about Call of Duty, World of Warcraft.
Right.
You know,
So that all
you're
comes
right.
over.
There is a play there.
So we'll see how that goes. Chilla, what's your awesome thing?
It'll be sorry,
go
just
ahead.
real quick. It'd be interesting to hear. I'd be interested in a metaverse World of Warcraft. That would be.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that before I could see the Call of Duty.
That's where you go. That's where you go with it.
But it would be super cool. I'm sorry. So one of my awesome thing of the week is there was an article where, and I didn't even realize this. I don't own a Tesla, so I wouldn't know any better. But I guess Tesla does not support CarPlay,
Of course,
which
they got their own
surprised me.
thing.
But someone actually cobbled together a Raspberry Pi with an LTE modem and a Wi-Fi access point with a custom Android-based firmware, and they pretty much connected the Tesla's screen to a browser-based version of CarPlay that then launched on the Tesla, which I thought was pretty cool. But what got me thinking was, wouldn't it be nice? Like people have Google Homes. I have a Google Home right in front of me because I like the size and the touchscreen and kind of random control. But it's also more of a heads-up display type unit, kind of like CarPlay is. Thinking, wouldn't it be nice if Apple kind of did this where I could dock my phone into a charger, much like in my car, but then I have a small, 7-inch, 10-inch screen, second screen, that I could use with the entire CarPlay interface. I think it's a great idea. So Apple, you guys should get on that. I would buy one right now. But I just really like the concept of having that interface on like a tabletop type device, whether it's an Alexa, Google Play, whatever. And I have a HomePod. The audio on it is amazing, but obviously there's no touch interface, which is kind of a bummer. And it kind of opens it up to anyone visiting your house then wanting to go start music, go, look something up. It seems like they're I don't see Apple in that market, and I think this is a good way to get in there.
No,
Would you
absolutely.
call it like house play?
House play.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We see how that goes there. I love it. You buy this $50,000 high-end car, and you still need to hack features into it. So, let's give a shout out to our friends supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Our friends at Slice on Broadway, New York City style. Yins are made here in Beachview, Carnegie, the East End, and the North Hills. Again, supporting us for a good long time here at the Sorgatron Media Studios. So go check them out. New York City style. Yins are made. Like I said, sliceonbroadway.com. Shout to our friends in the pizza podcast connection is what that is. So, what else do we have here? I think we have one more. Pour one out video game wise for the Xbox One that did according to Microsoft the late 2020 they did stop building Xbox Ones basically. Which is actually they were pretty quick to get rid of the 360. I think when it happened too. Whereas Sony has always had the thing where they would keep unveiling cheaper versions of the PlayStations as they roll into the next one. Anybody else remember the PS1? That was the mini PlayStation that still took discs. It wasn't the classic that they released later. Things like that, or the PlayStation 2 Slim. Like halfway through the cycle of the PlayStation 3, I think they had that. I think PlayStation 3 also stuck around a good bit through the 4. I keep forgetting which iteration of PlayStation we're at these days, but I don't know. Anybody else pouring one out for that? I guess, and that would be the 1S would have been the last edition that they would have had, which I'm sure you can probably still find in stock somewhere or another. But I guess the Series S is relatively plentiful to find now. Chilla, I saw you shaking your head.
Yeah, I've seen the S series. in Target and in stores and available for order. I think the One X I've still seen supply constrained, and I'm guessing they just aren't making any more Halo units because I've had multiple alerts set up for the One X Halo edition, and I can't find that anywhere.
They're having enough trouble getting the
Um,
special, the standard edition out. I don't think they're going to be doing the special editions for a little bit here again, right?
Right. I'm interested in when, and Krause, maybe you know, when are we going to see our first, or have we already seen, and I'm just not aware, game that I can't play on the old Xbox?
So far with the Game Pass, um, what do they call it? It's the cloud-based Game Pass. Like you can even do Flight Simulator on the original Xbox One. Using that um, virtual console in the cloud, so to speak. So I don't think there has been one yet. Yeah.
So you got the stuff in the cloud, sure, but you can't. I can't download Flight Simulator onto my Xbox One.
No, but you can play it from a
You can
cloud
play
console.
it, so what does it matter?
Yeah. So okay.
So on the flip side, so I'm desperately in search of a PlayStation 5, not desperate enough to pay more than manufacturer retail cost.
Yes.
Right.
But I mean, because there's certain games that you can't. We have a PS4, and we do play. It's devoted to the exclusives, and we do play on. In fact, over Christmas, that's almost all we played, other than when Krause saw me on Halo a couple times when I spent my own time.
When you're sneaking some Halo.
Yeah. But I mean, and I'll tell you, the Spider-Man exclusives are what's got me kind of chomping at the bit. And as they're coming out with their next one, I want to be ready day and date. So, and I'm actually looking for the digital edition because I don't even care about a drive at that point if I'm just doing exclusives.
Chilla, does the new headset entice you at all for the VR? For the
so
PlayStation
we're big on
5?
No, because so here I'll go back to kind of the primary device is the Xbox. Anything that's cross-platform, except for, like I said, Overwatch, I kind of switched to the Switch because I can carry it with me anywhere. And the Lego games I've moved. I'm not buying any more Lego games for anything other than the Switch, but unless they're free. We have a Quest.
Okay.
And the Quest has become kind of that's where the VR
stuff
happens. And I have no interest in, I do have the PSVR.
I was gonna say, I thought you had the original one.
And I'll tell you what, like, I was not impressed with the quality on Squadrons. I was not, the video quality on Squadrons I thought was horrible. It was super cool that I could turn around and see my R2 unit. Like literally turn around and see my R2 unit was really, really cool. Was just but the overall graphics quality I thought was horrible. And then I thought the Iron Man VR game was extremely hard to play and repetitive. And maybe it's because like Squadrons, you're in that kind of free flying around. Whereas like the Iron Man, and you kind of have to turn your ship, right? Iron Man, there was like this weird button combo to turn your character around. So I don't know. I just was not. I thought it was poor. Maybe it was poorly executed. Maybe they'll get it right the next time around. But the two games I gave a try, I was not happy with it. I got mine used, so I didn't pay full price. But I don't know.
There's a weird.
Wasn't the quality that the Quest has.
There's a weird Easter egg. I was watching some things on the Eternals, and when the Speedster, they find her and she's been reading all these books this entire time. There's a couple weird things in the pile, and one of them is a PlayStation VR headset. So like there's all these like relics and stuff, and then there's just like that and like something else that was modern too. But anyways, so yeah. So yep. Anyways, Katie, you got some good news for some of us looking for some tests.
Yeah, so it was supposed to come out tomorrow, but Covidtests.gov is up a day early. And this is where you can request for a COVID test sent to your rapid COVID test sent to your household. It's 4 per household. You get and it's free. It's totally free. And but you can start ordering today. They weren't supposed to be out till tomorrow, but they have it today. So if you haven't got on there and you're looking for some free tests, there you go. And it's through the U.S. Postal Service. I think to verify the addresses and get things moving along.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty cool. And did that earlier today. Really easy, putting in name, address, and an email address to track. You will run into, like, looking at some of the comments online, you may run into some issues if you're in an apartment or a complex, or if you're in like a duplex where you're like, with the studio where you have A, B, and C. They only recognize one address. So whoever put their address in first will be the ones to get the COVID test.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
if you're living in an area, sorry.
Sorry. So like probably to cut down on people in the same household attempting to get even more tests, right?
Yeah.
But there's just a glitch with the address first, and I don't see the rest of it, right?
Yeah. So that's what it sounds like. I'm hoping they fix it because there's a lot of folks, and
Oh yeah.
even like the Sorgatron studios, you're
Yeah.
split up into multiple entities there, and but hopefully they get that figured out. But I think that was one of the big complaints was that was happening. But that's pretty much it. Like, I haven't seen a lot of other people having issues besides that.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. The our friend Aaron sent the link over that you guys were using, and but you gave me like I didn't see the .org, but I saw the form that you go to for it. So but yeah, it's real easy. Just fill it out and hits it, and it says they're going to start shipping at the end of January. So always good. And when you're like, I don't know, we were talking a little bit about how anybody we know that's had it has been like a cold, and you're never sure. And also, it's a pain in the butt to get a test. Still, especially if you live in the city, right? Because we did have a little bit of an exposure scare at the beginning of the month, and a lot of us were just like, okay, where do we go? What do we do? And the answer is don't go to a CVS in the city, basically.
Curative.com.
Yep, curative.
Curative.com, right?
That's It seriously, it made it so much simpler once I found that website, because trying to book anywhere else, it was just so annoying. Yeah.
Interesting. So I don't know the site, but let's put that in the document then for later, so people can get to it.
This is from the scare at the studio. This is where we found the test within 48 hours of us looking, and then we had results in less. It was like 36 hours, and we were in and out in 10 minutes, all outside. We went to the one at the Parkway Center.
Nice. Nice. That's better, because I think originally we were talking about like hey, there's one in Youngstown or something, right?
Yeah, we were at that point.
Yeah. So do I have to go to another state to get tested to make sure? So
I don't know if all of them do it. The one place we lucked out with, because we could not get appointments anywhere, and I didn't know about Curative. Actually, someone else turned me on to that, and I would use that the next time. The Shop and Save in Castle Shannon, I don't know if all Shop and Saves are like this. Theirs do not take appointments. It's first come, first serve. So there can be a bit of a line. And by line, I mean like maybe five to 10 people. But it's first come, first serve. So as long as you're there a little before opening, I think we were the one day we were 7th in line. Now, unfortunately, they only had 10 tests that day. So, I was 7th. So 8th, 9th, and 10th, next 3 people in the door were got all the tests for the day. But the kind of first come, first serve was nice, because it gave me an actual chance of getting tests versus having to wait. I mean, by the time you're waiting a week, you're through the first CDC section of the Omicron variant.
Yeah,
so.
you've quarantined and not entirely sure if you even should have quarantined at that point, right? So, and I think we're probably getting to the point where it's probably getting hard to convince employers that you need to stay home. I know they've cut down a lot of those.
So the funny part is that's why we had to do it, because Christopher's school did not take our at-home test as true validation. They wanted a PCR, and none of us could get a PCR test. And I was still waiting. Well, actually, I was the only one that was able to get a PCR test, and I was still awaiting results. And they wanted like proof that he had taken one. So we went out one morning and waited in line at the local shop and say when we're able to get it, and then used that for his excused absence. So it was kind of odd.
Interesting. Well, hey, I got some good news of sorts. Hey, maybe for other people, but Comcast tests its first multi-gigabit cable modem, although you might not be able to get it anytime soon, from the looks of things. So at least they're moving ahead on it. Have you guys looked into this story at all? Or have any?
I have not seen this one.
I am not a fan of Comcast.
Well, I'm not either, but so many, especially in the area, have no option but Comcast. But if you're
you're right.
I mean, if you're telling me that they are going to step their game up for something like that, so let's say whether or not you get that full bandwidth is another matter. So they're at lab test, position right now, and I think the cable technology has been kind of problematic for them to kind of get up above some of those initial speeds. But in a virtualized system in October 2020, they were, quote, only managing 1.25 gigabytes per second with a new DOCSIS technology. But they're looking to improve even more to get things up to a 2 gigabyte service, or if they'll be able to get to a 4 gigabyte plus anytime soon. That's a little more questionable. So again, just in that testing phase, here is your context for this. If you were maintaining that performance, it would let you download all of Call of Duty Vanguard's recommended install size for a PC, which is 61 gigabytes, in just over 2 minutes.
Damn.
Please. Yes, and please. So.
And 4 minutes later, you will be over your data cap.
Yeah. Right.
But that was what turned me off to them. Like, I had someone knocking on my door. I mean, this was years ago.
Knocking on your door, like.
I mean, this was pre-COVID. I mean, this was years ago, and it was someone trying to sell me on Comcast, and I said, "Do you still have a data cap for your home plan?"
Well, see, I thought you were about to tell me.
And they said yes.
I was
like, then no.
I forgot you're on FiOS, and I thought you were going to tell me you were on Comcast. You kept going over your limit, and somebody knocked on your door.
Oh, no, that would be. But it's the reason I didn't. I mean.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I am not going to pay attention to how much data I use. That's ridiculous.
It's the last thing. It's why we have unlimited plans finally on our phones. We're liberated with those kinds of things. Actually, even my freaking hotspot is a metered plan, and I have to watch it. And that's what I'm down to. It's not the thing I use all the time, but it's still something I have to think about. When I was doing like small stuff on location this weekend, I'm like, oh wait, what time of the month is it? How much data am I using? Like that's a horrible feeling. And you're doing that, and
they don't give you an easy way to check it either.
No, AT&T does not. I can't. Yeah. You don't know that you're almost out of data until you get a text message that says you're at 75%.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's horrible. And it says, check here to check your data. And it shows nothing about your hotspot. Like, It's so bad. Out of all the things that I think they do right with their service, that is not one of them. While we're talking about, Katie, is this an awesome thing that you included here? Because I'm not sure.
No.
Wait, like, what is this? You had some data stuff, and I know there's been some back and forth on this lately.
So apparently, the airline industry claims a catastrophic, in quotes, event could unfold on this Wednesday, tomorrow, when AT&T and Verizon both activate their new C-band 5G networks. So CEOs of like Delta, United, Southwest said that these new 5G cell towers could affect the sensitive like safety equipment on the planes. You remember like before where you're like you can't be on your phone, it'll mess with the planes.
Yeah.
No, it really will. Like, so they're trying to make sure that these like AT&T Verizon are not offering this specific 5G service like within 2 miles of some of the busiest airports, because it could just shut down a lot of the safety equipment on the planes and in the airports.
And this is the version of 5G that was specifically for the airports where there's a large capacity of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the kind of like the what you deploy in like the arena, because we've had that. I mean, you're there all the time. I mean, you've seen that when you have a full arena, everybody's on their cell phone, and you realize nobody can use their cell phone because it's just the towers are full, right? And this is supposed to alleviate, because 5G wasn't about speed; it's about capacity. So. Wow. Yeah, I've been hearing this back and forth for like at least the last week in the news, and I don't know what to think of it. Like if it's so is it the airlines? Wait, first of all, is it the airlines or the FAA that are going on about this?
So the airlines, it seems like Reuters got a hold of a letter from the CEOs of several airlines, and what is it? I think further down they talk about the FAA. The FAA addressed it earlier, but they really haven't said anything else about it. It looks like.
I mean, that seems like a okay workaround is not turning it on within 2 miles of airports, but but that's still a lot of access, right? So I mean, it's not like they're without service. You still have, I think so they're talking about the C-band. Like there's still 5G, right? It just hasn't been this
band.
Yeah, which I think is that capacity band. Is it the micro one? I don't know. I get my head gets swimmy on 5G technology a little bit, because it's a lot of complicated things that aren't just this one gives you more gigabits, So.
We were so used to that. We were so trained in like this one does this and this one does this, and now 5G is just a wild card.
It's something else, right? It's more for it's. I feel like the more I hear about these other versions of 5G, I feel like it's more for the carriers than it is for us. So in benefit wise.
Well, let's be honest, Sorg. Isn't it always more for the carriers than it is for us?
Right. Who is the one to benefit from this? So that's always the thing you got to watch out for, right? So.
Yeah, and so my neighbor got a text message. He's a Cricket customer. Got a text message from Cricket telling him he needed to offboard or to come in to get a new device because they were disabling their old 3G band, and he needed to upgrade to a 5G device. And they had a special deal on the iPhone SE, which is 2 years old now and does not support true 5G. Lo and behold, oh, by the way, he's running an iPhone 7, 8. So I'm like, you don't need to do anything, buddy. Just hang tight. Your phone's not going to stop working.
No.
And you don't need to go buy a new phone.
We're just trying to offload all these iPhone SEs, really. So
they purchased too many of them,
which has got
the new one. I think they're probably going to announce the new one coming up, and you figure that phone is what, 2 years old now.
I think that goes to the best. Just throw that one at the Better Business Bureau a little bit.
Yeah, I was just like, you don't need to worry.
Katie, I want to stay on the social side of things. Yeah, stay on. Move back to. How about let's stay on phones, I suppose. Tell me about this other way that I'm not going to be successful at making money at.
It's called Roll, ROLL, and it's a new app, which essentially what it does is its tagline is, our punchline is essentially that we give fans access to their favorite creators' camera rolls, but not really. But what this does?
Because that
is
sounds
it puts up-
dangerous.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I know you're kidding, but that sounds awful. But it's an opportunity for fans to subscribe to their favorite creators. Maybe not as polished stuff as be like your behind the scenes stuff. Nothing, sexy or whatever, like those kind of platforms. But it's more of if you want to hold things back and make some money, this is one way to do it. And it just rolled out, haha. And if you go to joinroll.com, it's really funny because the page is just a set of eyeballs, and it's either home, download, creator, contact, privacy, legal, FAQ. But it's a new way that you could, make some money if you want to put that out there, and you don't want to put all your content out there, and you want to look at those eyeballs.
What do I do with the eyeballs? What do I do with the eyeballs?
Nothing. It's all at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
They're looking at you because they're looking at your camera roll, but not really.
What do I do with this?
Oh, and they're only taking 20%, so that's not bad.
No.
Well,
so they haven't opened up the creator portal yet for like us commoners, but they've got 20 creators on there now, adding 10 to 15 more stars each week until they open the creator portal to the public. So you got some folks from the social media personalities, YouTubers.
So this is the new. This is the new thing. Is everybody, they're not happy being on whatever platform's not getting the cut that they think is fair, and then they're, these guys are scooping up, a handful of them, say, hey, come on over here, we'll give you a great deal, and, help us get our platform going, kind of thing. So where it goes from that, who knows? So I don't know. Are these YouTubers or something that are on here? Are we aware of who they may be?
They are. I saw the name. It was somebody
we need to ask a 14-year-old if they know.
Probably.
It's probably more of a Twitch affiliate.
Yeah. Still working on it.
It was somebody from Stranger Things.
There you go.
Noah Schnapp. Social media personalities like
that didn't seem like a real name.
Yeah, Summer Rae, something YouTuber David Dobrik. I know that name, but that's it. Nobody else is. But he was also, co-founded. He gets a real deep dive in here. David Disposable, and that became Dispo, and then there was an issue with Dispo, and now they're over here trying to make money. There you go. This is the newest place to make money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're putting content out there.
There you go. We should all start one and see who does best. Okay. Well, yeah, especially, OnlyFans, I don't know. Has there been an exodus from OnlyFans? Because I know they were questionable for a minute. But I thought that kind of rolled back.
Didn't they go back on that?
Yeah, they went back on that, but that's still,
that's still,
I feel like some creators may be like, yeah, that was too close of a call for me. I'm out. So I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, worthwhile. If you're in that space, I guess. We have, let's see, we got one more. Brian shared a interesting thing about the Salesforce Park that's over on the AwesomeCast Facebook group, but I'm not entirely familiar with it. So Chilla, let's hit your story here before we head out.
So have you been to IKEA lately?
I know, and I miss their meatballs.
So go and get some meatballs, and while you're on the second floor, walking towards the cafeteria where you can pick up your meatballs.
I'm texting my wife right now, IKEA meatballs, as a reminder.
Probably 3/4 of the way to the cafe, and you have to make the entire upstairs loop, right?
I love that you have the entire layout down memorized.
Well, I've been there like twice in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I've been there, I guess, on a weekly basis. But actually 3 times. They partnered with the Republic of Gamers.
Hey.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the laptop, Krause's laptop.
So they partnered with Republic of Gamers, and they have a whole gaming furniture partnership.
Wow.
I will tell you, don't expect like 4 different rooms. You know how like they have the makeshift rooms to kind of give you a concept.
What the
of
hell
their
is
furniture?
this? What is this?
It can.
It's a It's a wooden hand.
It's a wooden hand. You can hang it on the wall, and it will hold your controllers.
What? That's
You can
creepy.
put it tabletop, and it will hold your controllers.
I want this.
I would go and check it out, right? Because they are using them all over the place. You can hold your headphones. So they actually have, I would say, like 4 or 5 different kind of room setups. Up to like 2 monitor gaming setups where the whole wall is pegboard. Super cool kind of gamer layouts, different ways to display your tech and kit. I thought it was very cool. And the other interesting thing was I felt like it was the one area where stuff was kind of, what's the Kensington locks? Like, you know what I mean? Like the special locks that can go in, like get injected into like your laptop or whatever. Because like some of the stuff is actually like real equipment to give you, like most of the stuff in Ikea is all prop furniture and fake TVs, and it's like ultralight injection molded plastic. A lot of their tech stuff was real, like light up keyboards. Not that they were selling that stuff, but it gave you a full feel of how you could introduce this into your gaming tech. In fact, I want to go back, and I think I'm going to pick up the pegboard thing.
The glass door cabinet. God, I'm going to butcher the name. Spell
whatever it is, yeah, but it has that pegboard in the background.
Yes, I am digging that. I want at least one of those for my office.
And I think they show, so they also have LED light kits to run through that. I mean, they have a lot of cool setup. They have like wheel kits for your PC. Like, I don't know. I was impressed with the amount of stuff they had and how actually cool it was from a gaming perspective.
Interesting.
So go get your meatballs.
Get my meatballs on and get my gaming on. That sounds like a plan to me. Let's have a field trip. IKEA field trip. Everybody, let's go. Happy Meatball Day. So the 3 of you, if I just have a group text that says Happy Meatball Day, that means it's go time.
Nice.
Okay? That's a code word. Shit. Crazy Krause, thank you for coming on here. I know you needed somebody to talk to about today's news.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I actually pinged Chilla at lunch, and I was like, man, I have to talk to somebody because I'm going to explode here. So we actually talked for about 10 minutes at lunch, right before lunch.
I apologize because apparently I asked you to be on the show in the wrong show Slack that Dutters told me hours ago, and I just noticed late. So when you got that,
hey, I got the notification. So
yeah, I checked in around 4:30, and there's like a 5-hour-old message from Katie saying wrong show. The Dutters, Katie Dutters, you are. What are you up to? What are you up to? What are you doing these days?
I don't know. Social media. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I'm existing.
Ooh, just living your best Dutters life.
Yeah, trying to get to this concert. I don't know if you saw this concert that's just been like everywhere. This what is it called? Oh gosh, I posted in my story. When We Were Young. It's in Vegas. It's a festival. It's a music festival, and they just dropped the tickets are going to be on sale this weekend. And we're talking My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Avril Lavigne, Bright Eyes, Jimmy Eat World. Like, it's 1,000 bands.
I did see that image. I didn't realize.
Wait, I thought that was like, I'll be honest with you. I thought that was like when I was like someone reminiscing about bands when they were a kid. When is that and where is it?
Yeah,
October 22nd in Vegas, and tickets go. You have to request the code for it, the pre-sale code. But they're going on sale Friday, and I'm trying to talk myself into not going as I lose my voice. Hey guys.
At least it's at the end of the show. So, and also John Chichilla out there, Chilla on the tweeters.
Purveyor of meatballs.
Purveyor of meatballs.
And IKEA furniture.
Oh man, the best kickoff party for PodCamp Pittsburgh was when we got to do it up there at the in the cafeteria at IKEA. So were you there for that?
I was not there for that one.
Oh man, all the meatballs. I ate so many meatballs that night. It's ridiculous. So at Sorgatron on the Twitter, you can follow whatever's going on, including my sexy PJs in the snow that I posted last night. All my wrestling friends were going out in their like bikinis and underwear with their championship belts in the snow, looking cold. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going. But I was in my sleepwear because that's all you're getting. But that is very popular today. Although I'm getting called out by Lady Frost right now to go out in my bikini, which I don't know what she thinks I have. But everybody, thank you for joining us and being a part of this. Thank you, everybody. I know Pod is out there in the chat room. Had a couple other people. Brother Sorg's been out there as well. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.